Welcome to my lecture. My dear students, here today we are going to discuss about the regeneration in hydra. We know that hydra is aquatic organism. It is the basic or a very primitive organism which lives in the water by attaching to any substrate. Since years, the hydra is being used in the laboratory for many kind of experiments actually. One of those experiments or one of the those kind of experiment is that just regeneration, because it has high power of regeneration. If you cut the animal into any piece, so either by accidental in the aquatic ecosystem or by the experimental way, if you cut the animal, so you may get the complete last part in few days actually. So in this way, the regeneration study of any experimental zoological experiments, just hydra is one of the best example here, right? Regeneration. The embryo has a capacity to undergo a relatively growth when the cells or tissues are removed or rearranged actually. In the adult, regeneration can replace missing part of growth and remodeling of somatic tissue. So any kind of, see, one thing is that just replacing the missing part and the somatic tissue. We know that somatic tissue is the body tissue where generally regeneration occurs in lower organisms. So, and missing part, as I said earlier, in any accidental method, by the water current or by the predator or any kind of predators which are present in the in the water, so that might cause a damage to the growing hydra actually. So in this way, what happened here, the regeneration of this last part is very essential, because every part of the body of hydra is very essential for their metabolic activity, otherwise for complete living. In that aspect, so the regeneration is generally, it should happen to the organisms actually. Generally you find that newts actually, an amphibian, have a great capacity of regeneration. So the regeneration of lens from its iris epithelium, even it is possible in the newts and amphibians actually. So amphibians, as from the earlier, just we know that amphibians have a great capacity of regeneration. Even in mammals can regenerate liver and broken bones that can mend by but not lost limbs actually. Two main types of regeneration can be seen in the animals actually. One is morphallaxis, another one is epimorphosis actually. So my dear friends, morphallaxis and epimorphosis might be short-term questions may be asked in the examination. In that way, just please keep in your mind, keep these things in your mind and study more about the morphallaxis in animals and the epimorphosis in animal also. Just here I have given an example, that's it. Morphallaxis has a little growth and depends upon repatterning of tissue, as you have seen in the hydra, or you are going to see in the hydra actually. In epimorphosis, depends upon growth of new and correctly patterned structure actually. Just I think just now you got the two terms, the difference between the two terms actually, right? See that regeneration in hydra has the considerable power of regeneration, as I said earlier. So it has that is why this animal is considered as the best example, a model example or model animal for many kind of experiments that we are conducting in the laboratory actually. Tremblay, 1744, or 1745, very first time he demonstrated an individual hydra can be cut into several pieces and each will regenerate the last part, developing the whole new individual. Very first time Tremblay explained that how this regeneration takes place in the animal like hydra actually. So during his experiment, he cut hydra into number of pieces, and each individual piece developed into a new individual. That's an amazing experiment he conducted in the mid 1740s 40s actually. So the part usually retain their original polarity, which oral ends developed tentacles and aboral end basal disc. That's very important point to be understood here. One is that if the hydra is cut into many number of pieces and each piece has its own polarity. What do you mean by polarity? See, polarity means the anterior and the posterior end actually. So anterior and posterior end. So earlier classes during the embryological development of amphibia, I said that an axis formation, anterior and the posterior, dorsal and ventral and lateral axis formation. Every individual, it has the anterior and the posterior, polarity. Otherwise, just it cannot. So in this condition also, the hydra has the polarity. So the oral end in the sense, see where the mouth is present and the tentacles are surrounding the mouth. So that area we call it as oral end. If that portion cut, it developed the posterior part, and if the posterior part cut into, posterior part develop into an anterior part. So that is the thing actually. So this is one you're going to see in the next few slides. You're going to see in detail actually. If the body is cut in half, the lower half will grow a new head and the upper half will grow a new foot actually. Look at that picture. In the first picture, so if you take cut into two pieces at the center, making the one half anterior half and the posterior half, and the posterior half will, the red arrow marks indicates that they're going to generate the last part actually. So in the consecutive steps you're going to see that the regeneration of hydra, and finally it becomes into two actually. So if the head and foot are both cut off, a new head and new foot will grow. If suppose if the head portion, that is the oral area and the tail area cut, or disc area, if you cut and the middle portion if you keep, the hydra develop into anterior and the posterior part, because it has that piece also will have the polarity, anterior pole and the posterior pole. So thus the hydra will remain its original polarity, and by keeping the polarity it can regenerate the last portions actually. If hydra is put in a blender, then the cells are reaggregated in a centrifuge, and the hydra will reform its original structure. Even if you take the hydra and put it in the blender and make into number of pieces, and each piece try to develop, and the small piece will grow into a new hydra. It's very interesting factor to be understood here. So here the polarity of hydra is regulated by head activation gradient, that is highest concentration at the head region, and the foot activation gradient, the highest concentration at foot region. So what is this actually, polarity or activation gradient actually? See, certain factor which initiate the development of anterior region in that particular piece, so that the hydra will develop into head region, and the same way towards the foot region. So this is what we call as a concentration of cells over there. The method of head regeneration varies depending on how far down the body acts axis the amputated occur actually. So how this, what is that cut has been done for the, what is that experiment is the matter for development of head region actually. HYDRA WNT gene actually, right from the beginning, just I am telling, like, just wingless senti gene which are responsible for what is it development of polarity, axis formation, etc. So here also Lengfeld et al. Conducted several experiments and found that there are 11 WNT genes in HYDRA, including HYWNT3, what is that gene which are responsible, which is responsible for the what is that regeneration. All 11 HYDRA WNT genes are homologue of bilaterian WNT genes actually. Bilaterian means it is the bilateral animals gene actually. Phylogenetic analysis were used to determine that 8 of 11 are orthologs to mammalian genes actually. It is similar to that of the thing actually. The other 3 are closely related to mammalian genes actually, very close to mammalian genes which are present in the mammals actually. So the genomic structure of WNT gene was compared to human gene. So whatever it is present in the, what is that HYDRA, it is similar to that of the human gene. It was found that WNT gene subfamilies are highly conserved from HYDRA to human actually, because these genes are very important for axis formation or polarity formation in this thing. So WNT gene expression, there are 7 WNT genes expressed in the adult HYDRA hypostome, distal end of the body column. Hypostome, it is the mouth part of the region actually. They differ in where they are expressed within the hypostome. Expression range only in the apical tip of the to throughout the hypostome actually. So this WNT gene expression takes place in the oral region of the body of the HYDRA. So HYWNT3, which activates the, what is that formation of hypostome there actually, and if it is cut up, so this the gene will take place from the posterior side and it gives what we call it as this area. You find if you cut from this area, this area, if you cut, trim, so what happened here, so the genes which are present in this area, so what we call it as HYWNT3 genes which are present here try to move towards this thing along with the growth of what you call it as the cell, and finally it becomes like the oral end of the what is that HYDRA, that is what we call it as hypostome. HYWNT7 is also expressed in most of the hypostomes actually. This is also another what is that example other than HYWNT3. So this is also HYWNT7 is also important what is the gene which is responsible for formation of the oral or the tentacular area. HYWNT1 is also responsible in this formation of the things actually. So that means any one gene is enough to regenerate. If it is not activated, so the one is not WNT1 is not activated, 3 will come in the picture. If it is 3 is not there, 7 will come in the picture and form the oral area. So there are 2 WNT genes, that is WNT5 and WNT8, that are expressed in the tentacle around the hypostome. So now you can see that 5 and 8 genes which are expressed there action in the what is the tentacular region. So WNT3 also play important role in setting up the head organizer, which is responsible for axial patterning actually, axial patterning formation of the axial region actually. So this is very first time Brian 1955 he referred that Hydra is immortal. He say that Hydra is immortal. That means there is no death at all in this thing. So and others have found that Hydra is at least potentially immortal, because just see that the shedding up of the what is that old what is that cells takes place in this region, and in this region also, and here also shedding of the new old tissue takes place, and constantly aggregation of a new cells takes place. In that way, every now and then, the Hydra rejuvenate in the structure, and it becomes newly modified cells continuously aggregate in the body, so that it will rejuvenate all the time. So in that way, so it becomes almost immortal in their structure. Thank you very much, my dear friends. So let us see the next topic is regeneration in planaria. Take care. Bye.